Hello, welcome to Devlog 4 on my final major project, Condemned Souls of the Veil. This week is a follow-up from project definition and scope, and unfortunately there has not been any further progress made due to my ability to continue out further tasks since the issues I have encountered outside my studies have taken its toll on my mental state, and I've been aiming to get through my coping strategies as a distraction to assist in trying to pick up that motivation and confidence to continue the project further. This has been quite difficult as also the subject I'm touching on with mental health as well. It's been really hard not to think about the project because I'm going to be going down this road anyway, but as an actual realistic occurrence, it's been quite interesting to comprehend as well. I'm sort of leaning towards, from what I discussed last week with the supervisor, about relying on mental health. So the area to go into probably being depression, as there's a lot to cover from that. And obviously, we sort of touched last week on how games influenced to uh, project mental health in certain aspects that are not too sensitive, like in terms of the censorship and hopefully not triggering anything, because there's obviously countering effects on it. Obviously touching on the area of mental health, but the actual not showing the definition of it, but like seeing that there's always a positive outcome from it as well. So it would be my idea for the artifact is to project the area of depression in such a manner that there's always support and clarification through the journey, that you're not always alone. This will intertwine through the storytelling, visual and environmental, that I intend to do with the game. But obviously, reflecting on that, aside from the tasks I've done this week, this is what I've really been aiming towards, and just getting the overall aspect of what I intend the definition to be. So take the research proposal as well. But obviously we are currently in over the threshold of the conceptual phase milestone, and we'll be heading into the pre-production phase in a few weeks. I will be starting the practical side of the project within a couple of weeks now. I've intended to do this because I don't want to fall back on any false goals I make, as I feel I will underestimate what my abilities are due to my current state, that I'm not able to commit the hours I intended as a start of the module, but just to give myself that time to reflect and recuperate on my own mental health in that respect, and then to put it to good use into something better. And that's what I think will fuel the project further, and also have a lot more vision of the game and fueling to want to make it as well. I mean, I'm not saying I'm giving up on the idea, it's just because of these occurrences that I did not predict. And maybe a risk and contingency might have been helpful, but then again, you can never predict these sort of encounters. So as a follow-up just from last week, we are going to be going further into the project definition surrounding the mental health, ideally with depression, because there's a lot to influence from that. And I'm hoping next week to see where I can get to in just sort of keeping my content up to date. Obviously my blogs are backlogged with the dates of the videos I'm recording, just to keep on top of where I'm at, so the blogs have a little bit more detail, whereas the videos itself, like this one, will summarise further discussion as to why things have happened in that respect. It's not mandatory to do this project scheduling and sort of tracking my progress. It just helps me familiarise myself where I'm currently at and where the project stands, and sort of looking back on how far I will come as well, I think, because that's something else to consider. But I look forward to just getting on with the project programmatically in that respect, and just see where I can go from that, because I will be aiming for a vertical slice, and once I've redefined a development timeline, I will have versions to create, which will be the proof of concept, a few more iterations on the prototype, and then a finalised vertical slice build to demonstrate the initial user experience of the game, and to get across the message I intend to project through that game. But obviously that's all from me this week, and I hope to be in a better light and positiveness with basically just cracking the whip with work and seeing where we go from there. So thank you very much, guys. We'll see you next week.